Handle all your bets. Shout out to my fans that hit me with the message.
What up, everybody? Welcome back to the Godly Potential YouTube channel. This video, I don't have a topic. Just hit record and see what flows out of me. Right now I'm just at the park, chilling, getting some fresh air. Because it normally grounds me, especially with all this energy going on lately. And I don't know if you guys can relate, but lately I've been going through a huge shift, just on a spiritual level. It's like all the meditating I've been doing is starting to pay off. All of the knowledge I'm gaining is starting to be crazy. It's coming to me crazy. Hold on. Yeah, stuff is definitely beginning to shift. One of the things is that I notice is it's getting to the point where if I look at somebody and like actually look at them, it's crazy, but it's like I begin to see their younger self, or their childlike, or their more innocent self. It's just weird, like if I'm just staring at somebody, like, or just listening to them, it's like their child self. That's the part of them I see. Like the part of them that child self that's still innocent, that's still wonderful, that's still close to the divine and just so happy, that pure expression. It's like I see that form before they become tainted by the world, before trauma and shit start developing. Yeah, that's one thing that I'm starting to notice, as well as just epiphanies are just coming. Intuition is enhanced. Honestly, I'm starting to think that maybe I'm a philosopher or something, just the way I'm looking at stuff, and it'll come up in conversation when I'm talking to friends, and just get sparks of inspiration. Just to come up and I'll say it, and it'll hit them the right way, like the way it should. But afterwards, I'll think about what I said. I'm like, damn, that was pretty good. Like, where did that come from? So, starting to notice that. But I don't know why. I don't know where all this is coming from. Maybe just because the energies of the planet, these full moons, these new moons, being a Scorpio already, they say when we go through transformations, we tend to go to the underworld to deal with it. And I would agree, because I have no problem with darker aspects of life. In fact, that's why I am learning magic and learning how to communicate spirits. When I say spirits, yes, I mean angelic and demonic, because I don't have a problem with the darker aspects of this reality, because you can't run from it. You know, we all have dark aspects of ourselves. You'd be a fool to run from it, because when that dark aspect shows up, then you fucking took off guard and you just afraid. And honestly, I look at like these demonic forces or these negative entities as like people who are just into more darker aspects or more illegal things, you know? Like growing up, I know a lot of people who went to a bunch of illegal shit, and I can still hang on with them because I understood it. Yeah, you might dabble in that, but still, I can connect with you on a different level, and that's how I see these entities. You know, yeah, these religious texts label them as evil or demonic, but I'm just like, look, you do that, I don't have a problem with it as long as you don't do that shit to me. It's like, to the sheep, a wolf is an evil entity. To the wolf, the sheep is just a weak, pathetic entity. It's just food. And that's just how they see it. That's just the way it is. But there's light and darkness within everything. It's just like this pendant I have on my necklace. It's pretty much, it's a yin and yang symbol. That means that there's light within darkness, and there's dark within light. You can't just have one. You know, you can't just have pure light. Oh, I'm a light worker. You can't just have pure darkness. Oh, I'm a shadow worker. No. You gotta walk in between. You gotta have both aspects. You can't just be on one extreme. So that is why I choose to do that. But I believe that's another reason why this process I'm going through is feel like it's accelerating, because working with different entities, invoking them on a daily basis. Invoking entities is pretty much you calling up that entity or energy, and you're taking on that energy, and you're going throughout your day, and it's pretty much changing your physiology. So doing that, meditating constantly, follow my intuition. That is another reason or a confirmation as to if I know that I am on the right path or not as well. Is, am I listening to my intuition? And is the universe conspiring against me? And if both of those answers are no, then that's how I realize that I am not headed down the right path. Like, it's my intuition telling me to do something, and I'm going against it, and I feel regret. I feel a bunch of tension in my belly. That's where the intuition resides, I believe. And is the universe conspiring against me? Am I getting bad luck? Am I getting hit with random bills? Am my tires going flat? People just responding to me negatively? Are those things happening? Then I know that I'm going against my path. But like I said, when I'm going in the right direction, intuition is extremely loud, and it's so clear, but it only, wait, no. I was about to say something false. I was about to say it only comes to you when you're silent, but that's not true. However, when you are silent, silence speaks so loudly to you. So being in silent will help you get in touch with your intuition if you haven't been listening to it, because it's a real faint voice. It's not really a voice, but I call it a voice, because the more you ignore it, the lower that voice gets, or is really that feeling. The lower that feeling is, the more desensitized you become to that feeling of intuition you get. But the more you listen to it, the louder the voice gets, or the more sensitive you become to that sensation, so you can follow it more clearly or more confidently. I don't even know where that came from. Yeah, that's how I know, though, I'm going down the right path. And the universe conspiring in my favor. Like, am I having good luck? Some small, like, you're driving somewhere you gotta be and you hit all green lights. Boom, 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 boom. That happens to me pretty often. People are just nice to you. People being super generous. Is things manifest in your life that you've been trying to manifest or you didn't even know you wanted. That's how I gauge if I headed down the right path. So maybe you could take that as well and see, is the universe conspiring against you or with you, or for you, I should say. And is your intuition loud? Are you sensitive to the feeling? Or do you rarely hear it? Do you rarely feel it? Those are a few tools you can use to determine that. But what else? There's other things going on too, like just my perception is beginning to pick up. Just when I'm meditating, I can just feel the energies a whole lot more, and just it's almost like a big ass gong being hit, boom, and you just feel the vibrations. Just normally it starts in my solar plexus and just ripple out. That reminds me of something actually. So a few months back, I invoked a spirit of water element, because when it comes to elements, each element represents something here in the physical. Water represents emotions. Why did I call upon this entity for emotions? I did it because looking at my natal chart, I realized that my elements are made up majority water. It's like air and water. And because my sun sign, my moon sign, and my ascendant sign, 3 water signs. Got sun sign and ascendant are both Scorpio. Scorpio is fixed water. Fixed water just means it's like an ice cube in water, you know? It's fixed there. And fixed means pretty much you fixated on the water. So you fixated on the emotions. So I'm fixated on my own emotions. I have control of my own emotions. And I'm more concerned about my own emotion. Like other water signs, when they can pick up on other people's emotions a lot, and they can't pretty much help it. Scorpio, you can pick up on it if you choose to, but you're more concerned about your own emotions. But if you tune into it, you can pick up on other emotions. And so, yeah, looking at my chart, I realized that I was all water, and yeah, I caught up on this entity, and I just went walking, and as I was walking, I walked past it's a dead mouse, but it's just it's in fear. I don't like saying fear, because fear is such a it's negative. It's a negative term to me, even though it protects you. I like to say it just alerts me. So I was walking, I seen this dead critter, this dead mouse, whatever it was, and I was alerted. But what I felt was in my solar plexus, I felt that sensation, and it just rippled out, and it like heightened all my senses. And I kept walking, and I started to think about it. I was like, what is this trying to teach me about the emotions and water and the human body? Then I got to thinking that in order to, well, first of all, what is your emotion? Like, why does emotions affect us so much? Because they say the human body is what, I don't know, like 75% water or something like that. Don't quote me on that. I mean, you could look it up. I mean, if you know the percentage, put in the comments. But Yeah, the human body is made up of this much water. So when we feel these emotions, it ripples out just like you would drop something in water. It ripples out. That's why binaural beats, singing bowls, mudras, mantras, when you're meditating, are so effective because they're made up of water. That's why words are so powerful too, because everything in the universe carries the vibrations, and when you speak into it, it affects it. It affects the body because it's made up of majority water. There was a I mentioned this before in other videos. There's I forgot what he was, a scientist or something. Anyway, he was a doctor or a scientist, one of them, named Dr. Emoto. He was a Japanese guy, and he did an experiment with rice as well as snowflakes, was it? Yeah. Anyway, took the jar of rice, talking to it for a specific amount of time. One jar he said good things, one jar he said negative things, one jar he left alone. Anyway, after this period of time passed, he checked up on it. He would say these daily to it. After time passed, he looked back at it, and he realized when he said good things to the rice, looked still preserved. It looked pretty good. It looked almost edible. When he said negative stuff too, it was terrible. It was molded, and it was just in a negative state. It almost like it has a dis-ease placed upon it. The one that he left alone was the absolute worst. And seeing it, that kind of made me think of like when you're raising kids, the way you talk to them, it affects them. If you ignore the child, it'd be worse. If you say stuff negative to it, it's gonna turn out pretty shitty. But if you say good things to it, it'd be nice and nurtured. But anyway, he did the same thing with ice crystals or snowflakes as well, and the same benefits, the same results. He pretty much froze the water, said good things, negative, positive things, or the music frequency. I don't remember which one. But anyway, when he said the good stuff too, or the positive music, upbeat music, the crystals or the snowflakes, whatever, had this perfect geometric, sacred geometry type shape to it. And when he said negative stuff, which is it's just a fucked up shape. And same thing with ignoring. Anyway, it just shows you that, okay, that's the benefit of like words and everything carrying vibration and stuff. So the human body is made up of all this water. So you feel these emotions, what it does, it ripples out and it gives you a certain frequency. So if somebody is constantly in fear, that's the emotion they're gonna give off to the universe and to others around you. Because every person you come in contact with, every entity you come in contact with picks up on your energy, your auric field, or your astral body, whatever you want to call it, and they will respond to you accordingly. The universe picks up on that as well. The universe is not against you or for you. The universe is simply responding to the frequency and vibrations that you are giving off to it, that you're emitting to it. So if you're giving off the frequency of fear, the universe is going to be like, cool, I'm going to give you more of that. Because, I mean, that's what you're vibing at. I'm assuming that's what you want more of. I'm just here to pretty much assist you. So here's more fear-based things. Same thing with positivity, with abundance, with prosperity, whatever. Scarcity, you name it, same thing. But anyway, yeah. I realized that right up all this water, emotions are this and that. Honestly, I'm gonna have to do a separate video on this because it was pretty deep. But actually, let me think how I want to word this. All right, so like I said, back when this happened, I recorded a video, just documenting my thoughts. I had to go look at it again. So, just to put myself back on course. So, I invoked the spirit of the element of water because my main chart's water. And I understand that water represents emotions. And I wanted to better understand emotions because everybody deals with it. And I figured if I have all these watery aspects, then maybe I have a one-up, you can say, on people when it comes to emotions, because I've been dealing with emotions since the day I was born, because that's the majority of my chart. So thinking about it, you got fluid water, you got like steamy water, you know, like that's like reached that boiling point. And then you got like fixed water, it's like ice, right? So emotions, they're everywhere, you know, they're just fluid. Like you can get an emotion of happiness, boom, you're happy, and it's fluid. Now you can fixate on that emotion, you can stay happy. Or a better emotion is anger. You get the emotion of anger. It's fluid right now, it's just regular fluid water. Something's make you angry, you take on that emotion, but then you fixate on it, so you stay angry, so that water becomes like ice almost. And so you're stuck in that emotion and trying to shake the emotion, but you don't know how. You don't know how to not be mad. You don't know how to not be jealous. You don't know how to not be anxious. Well, you got this fixed emotion. You got this ice that's fixed. How do you get rid of ice? You must heat it up, right? So how do you heat up ice? How do you heat up this emotion, this fixed emotion? You gotta pretty much invoke, or you gotta incorporate the element of fire. And fire is all about action, you know? You pretty much gotta heat it up through taking action. Taking action by getting into your body and getting physical. That's how you let off steam. That's how you turn this fixed ice or this fixed emotion into a regular emotion that's fluid that you can release as steam. So when you have this fixed emotion, this fixed ice, you get physical, you do exercise, you go running, you do whatever to let off this steam so you can get rid of that emotion. Now, I want to make a video later further breaking it down, but that's just pretty much the gist of it. I mean, I went pretty deep in it. Honestly, I'll probably write a book about emotional wellness and emotional quotient and all that, because I mean, I'm still learning day by day how to deal with the emotions. But I will say that I have a better control over my emotions than a lot of people that I know. And I realize that this can be a superpower for a lot of people. They can be non-attached to a lot of things and control their emotions. But what else? Yeah, actually, so I've been thinking about doing some more podcast episodes, but can't seem to find a way to record it, or who do I want to be on the show or the podcast episodes with me. But what I want to talk about, or what I want to do, these are philosophy questions, and I feel inspired right now to just talk about one, just give my input. I mean, I like listening to philosophers. I don't know if you can call him philosopher, but today's philosopher, in my opinion, is what's his fucking name? I can't even think of it. But I really enjoy listening to Alan Watts. Now he's not in today's, because I'm not sure if he's deceased or what, but he's not of our age or whatever. But anyway, yeah, I'm just go through this list right here of a bunch of questions, and I'll just talk about one. Can spirituality make a person, oh, said that wrong. Can spirituality make you a happy person? Can spirituality make you a happy person? Can spirituality make you a happy person? Now, I would normally, or a few years ago, I would automatically say yes, absolutely, because it has made me happy. But I don't think one thing can just like make you consistently happy, you know? Because happiness is just an emotion like every other emotion. You experience them all. They come and they go. You're never just fixated. You're never just fixed on one emotion, you know? It's like working out brings me the emotion of peace. But when I'm done working out, that's it. When it comes to spirituality, it's like you become a more spiritual person. So you're not just going to be happy all the time. I believe spirituality can bring you a sense of peace. It brings you certainty as well as wonderment or wonder. Spirituality can bring you clarity, purpose. Spirituality can bring you a lot of things, but I don't think it'll make you just all around happy. It can bring you happiness, but happiness will not be your permanent state. While I'm talking about that, let's just talk about the importance of spirituality. So, I'm in the middle of writing a book about wellness and the different dimensions of wellness. One of those dimensions is spiritual wellness. That's one of the dimensions of wellness. When it comes to these dimensions, if you're lacking one dimension, if one is lagging, it throws off your whole balance. It's as if, it's analogous to, you have this very intricately made watch, and inside the watch you have all these pieces. Each piece plays an important role in making the watch function properly. And when one of these dials and one of these dimensions are lagging, it throws off the whole operating system of the watch. So spiritual wellness, what does it mean to have spiritual wellness? To be spiritually healthy, to be vibrant spiritually, to have spiritual vigor, vitality, and health. Pretty much, spiritual wellness is your feeling of connectedness to your Creator, the divine, all, God, whatever term you choose to call it. That is your feeling of connectedness to that, to the all. Why is this important? This feeling of connectedness will bring you purpose in life. You won't just be an atheist where you think that this means nothing, that I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. We all die. You only live once type of thing. Once you have spiritual wellness, you realize that you don't just live once. You live once as this form. I live once as Brian, but we live multiple lives. We have lived multiple lives already. And so spiritual wellness, like I said, it will bring you purpose. It will let you understand that it's not all just for nothing. There is a purpose of being here. Now it's time to figure out that purpose. We all have one ultimate purpose, but we have different paths in which we will get there. It's like we all have different roads. But it start right here in the center, and just branch off into all of these different roads. I mean, an infinite amount of different paths to take. Let's say that's back to source. But when you start, it's like all you see is all these different fucking paths and shit. You really don't even see that though. All you see is a lawnmower or a knife to go through and cut your path through there. But like I said, it all leads to this one big old, like an octopus. You got the head of the squid, the octopus, and you got the tentacles. But it's more than just 8. That's like an infinite amount of them. And that's the same. It's all attached to the creator. And we are part of that. That is godly potential, because we are all that which created us. There cannot be creation without a creator. So knowing this, like I said, brings you a sense of purpose and mission. And it will make you take charge of your spiritual development, because that's ultimately why we're here. This is a battleground. This is training. You know, this is a war here. We're here to learn, grow, and defeat anything that gets in our path. Like, that's just a little. That's a little bit when it comes to spiritual wellness and the importance of it. But yeah, sun's setting. I really don't have anything else to talk about. Just pretty much just rambling right now. Just like a diary, I guess you can say. I'm just getting my thoughts out there to the world. But let me know if you guys can relate. Are you guys going through a transformation, transition, or metamorphosis as I am? If so, I'd like to hear about it. What do you guys think about spiritual wellness? Did that idea of emotions and water make any sense? I mean, I know it was kind of sporadic because I was trying to recall it as I'm recording it, so it doesn't make for good content, but eventually I will produce a video that explains it, or just write a book about it, because it goes pretty deep, just like the depths of the ocean. It goes that fucking deep. But I'm a deep individual and I can manage. What are you guys' thoughts on dark and light aspects of yourself? Do you hide from your darker aspects? Do you embrace it? Do you fear demonic entities, or do you just realize that it's all about duality? What's your ideas of light workers, shadow workers, or I guess you could say gray workers? I don't know. The ones who stay in the middle, who work with both, who wield the light and the dark in both. So when it comes to just these Jedis and Sith Lords, whatever the fuck it is, I honestly haven't watched Star Wars, so it's probably a bad analogy, but when it comes to that though, can you do both? Because it's like somebody all negative and somebody all positive. They can fight one another. But if somebody yields both, they have like this gray energy, this like light and darkness, they can relate to both of them, but they also have an advantage. They can defeat the light because they have light and darkness behind them. They can defeat the dark because they have dark and light behind them. But what are you guys' thoughts on that? But yeah, like I said, the sun's going down. This quality is getting worse and worse. And yeah, tell me what you think in the comments. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, or this vlog, I guess you can call it. I don't know what I'm entitled it, but we shall see. But until next time, it's been the Godly Potential YouTube channel. Remember, freedom above all else. Freedom of the mind, the emotions, the body, and this physical plane. That is all. Peace.